And hi everyone, it's Vanessa here, and we've just finished the Energized Empowered Professional Women Summit, and I'm so excited to be here with Vanita, was who was here when we first started the summit to just talk about our experiences just very quickly with with burnout within ourselves, and she's from Ayubo Health, and that's her website there if you want if you would like to contact her and to have a chat with her about what she does. And she's so beautifully called me up the other day and said to me, hey, would love to debrief about the summit and just chat to you about you, what are the highlights even for Veneto as well, and also to sort of move this forward, to move you forward, and as well as what are the things that we can do to help you, to support you, and also the 17 amazing speakers who are there as well. How can we support you in that we're all out here? So we thought we just sort of do a debrief of the summit. I think Vanita decided that I probably needed it. And a lot of you probably thought, oh, she's going to be quiet. But yeah, I just again, as we know with burnout, we go, okay, I know I've done a lot of work now, and now I just need to step back for a little bit. There is no rush to do anything. And now that I've regained that energy and regained the soul, and also with the support of wonderful women like Vanita, I've gone, okay, let's move forward with this, and let's help you guys to say, okay, what's our next step in our strategy for myself to heal and prevent burnout, to get your life back on track, to thriving, vitality, energy again. So yes, Vanita, how are you? How did you enjoy the summit? And we'll move from there.
Yeah. Hi, Vanessa. I'm feeling really good. And yeah, thank you for the opportunity to chat following the summit. And yeah, look, firstly, I just wanted to say congratulations. It was a fantastic summit. It just, we talked before the summit and what you were hoping to achieve with it, and just watching it through the week, it was just so great seeing it resonating. I could see the heartfelt connection you made with the speakers and the authenticity that they also did, bringing their story forward, and then some of the solutions, so that for the audience is that they didn't feel alone. If identifying that they may be experiencing burnout, and there is this amazing community that can help support them. So yeah, congratulations.
Oh, thank you, Vanita. It's great when people open their hearts to this and say, how can we help each other through these, and also to support each other. And I think, that's the main premise of the summit. There's a lot of stuff in there, I know, and I'm like, oh, I hope I didn't burn people up in the summit. But I, as I keep saying, just with anything, listen to your gut. Who appeals to you, just go and grab one for the day or for the week or whatever, and listen, and then what are the one take home message from each speaker. And I think that's enough, because it's about just absorbing in your own time, receiving as women. We need to come back to ourselves and start receiving rather than do.
Mm.
um, and that starts to align with who we are, who our values are, so we're not in constant conflict. And that's the conflict is the one that burns us out, not of anything
Mm.
else in place. So yes, that's kind of my love to all of you at the moment.
Yeah, very much so. It's meeting people where they're at. But for some, it will just be the fact to listen and take in what is burnout and understanding. And there might be someone who goes, right, ready to go, or not quite ready. I want to, but I don't know how to. Just, yeah, we're all in different parts of the journey. Yeah, how do you get that one step forward?
Yeah, exactly. And also with the summit, there's the website, and there's also a description of each person's talk. So I would recommend that if you haven't watched any of them yet, that's okay. That's perfectly fine. Just go through what she, again, whoever appeals to you, just listen to them first. There's no perfection in anything. It's about feeling what's for what is in for you and what you're ready to receive at the moment. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's kind of the summary of of what I feel the summit's about. But it's been absolutely fantastic with the speakers, with the broad range of the amazing experiences that came through, especially with what Vanessa was saying. And I thought it was really fun that in some instances we were almost doing a live coaching call, really, in some of those interviews. And I really like that, because it's about that conversation. And all of us are doing this conversation. It's not about fixing something. It's about moving that energy through you. It's about moving those things that we've bottled up so much inside for a long time, due to us being the good girl, the perfectionist, all these things that are really important in our yeah, that are important to be who we are, and we've just hidden it for so long. And so now we've not learned to listen to ourselves. We've not learned how to just be who we are, and that we're not perfect, or what our ideal of perfection is. That's but we don't have to be perfect in everyone's eyes. We just have to be ourselves and to accept to ourselves at this point in time. And and also, I think one of the biggest things that I found as well was that to remember that all of us are doing our best with what we know at the time.
So what I was hearing is that it's very much about that it probably helped a lot of people uncover some unconscious behaviours there that they may not have realised could have been contributing if they are feeling burnt out, but also that with that bringing the compassion to to the circumstance, and then how in that moving forward space. But it's that very much that balance of energy. What's depleting my energy right now? What can I do to renew my energy?
Yep. And also, and again, as you said, self-compassion is a big one that we need to bring into ourselves first. And we talk a lot about change, wanting change in the workplace and wanting change in our community, and how we bring our children up, and how we lead others. I think it comes. I just went for a women's networking event, and it was celebrating International Women's Day, and they really talked about that it comes also from the grassroots. So coming from ourselves as well, we are the leaders of our lives and of our communities and of our families. So we essentially, care for ourselves first, and from that caring and filling our cup, and we overflow it to everyone else. And then people will see that then they will see that leadership automatically. They will see that leadership in taking responsibility for yourself, radical responsibility, radical self-compassion, and awareness and forgiveness and acceptance. All these, when people look at it, it gives them the permission to do the same.
Leadership comes in different forms and shapes, sizes of what we traditionally don't think of, but very much like you said, in the various roles we play.
Yeah. And there's a lot of women out there with children, and they're going, well, I'm burnt out. What do I do? How, I don't feel like I'm being the best parent for my children. And I think I just feel really strongly it's actually in some ways a way for you to show them how you have gone through your process, and how you have come out of it understanding more of who you are. And I think that's so important in our young people, to be able to have that role model, to be able to see that someone, particularly their mom, has gone through stuff. And we will all go through stuff, as much as we try and shield our children from it. We have the best intentions, but they will still go through stuff, whether it's with us, whether it's at school, wherever. But when they see someone who they love, admire, and respect, and is their role model, and say, wow, they're going through a lot of stuff at the moment. How are they going about dealing with it, and how are they going about then treating me as a person dealing with it. Yes, they may not treat me 100% fantastic all the time, but no one does really, because it's all perception. But then they go, wow, my mom's able to now go. She goes, oh, ah, and then suddenly she goes, no, 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 here, I'm coming back here. I'll just leave me. I just need some time. And then you can see the change in mom, and she goes, okay, I've got it now. I'm not 100%, but I'm here for you. I know what you're doing is what you're doing your best. So I'm not going to scream and yell at you because it's not your fault. And they'll go, and guess what? They're going to do that to their children as well. They're going to say, hey, mom, show them, so they know what to do down the track. So I think, there's longer lasting effects down the track for our children, for our community, for the people we work with. And then that brings about change in itself, because these children go out to the workforce and they are going to go in with a different idea. And then we are going to, get older in the workforce, and we're going to be leaders as well. And then because we are so connected to the core of ourselves now, then we lead our lead change in the workforce as well. So that's kind of what I want. My vision was for the summit.
Very much so. So that definitely. Again, hearing as you're saying is that. And it taps into very much with coaching is when you can build on that intrinsic motivation for someone, is that if they're feeling burnt out, often the first is, what's the ideal picture for them? And like you said, if very much being the role model for their family, being there for their family, is that builds that intrinsic motivation to then start to find a way forward through what changes they need to make, so that they can see the impacts and the benefits of it. So it's just going through that process of weighing the pros and cons to make that step forward. So, but definitely, like you said, it's helped resonate for people that what they ideally want to do, and where they are, how do we get them forward?
And also, another thing that came up for me, and I keep saying this to myself particularly as well, but I'd like to share this with everybody. There's nothing to be fixed. There's nothing to be fixed about you. There is nothing to be fixed about you. What we really want in this world is love. And so everything, what we revolve and how we do things is because we want love. That's the highest basic human need. And security, safety, everything that we talk about, in all those pyramids of psychology and everything that everyone talks about. That's love. And so because you don't need to be fixed, everything essentiality is to show you that you are loved beyond measure, or any condition. And that is a concept that we all find really difficult to accept, because everything about our society is about conditions. So I love you, the way at school, you'll be accoladed because you get A's in because you do this, you get that. Because you do that, you get that. It's not because you're just being you, so you are amazing. No, that's not how we do it. So we're conditioned very differently. And so to bring people back to know, okay, there's nothing to be fixed. You don't have to strive for anything to be an amazing human being, and that's who you are. And then everything else then flows from that. Whether you want a purpose with people, with life, with bigger community, services, that's all part of it. So that's kind of what I took home from.
Getting to the heart of so many of the issues, and then, like you said, the layers of conditioning that come about and challenges in finding that. So I'm curious to ask that you said that in terms of yourself and experience changing that conditioning around fixing, what things have you done that has helped to make that change?
Well, I when I first started out on all this, my brain was going at 50 miles per second or more. And it was always looking back. And I've had this in the last week where I'm going, am I doing enough? Or what am I doing? Is this worth it? Is anyone even going to listen? Keeps going on in the head. And I said, I could have done this better. I could have done that better. When I finished the summit, the first thing I thought was, oh my God, my emails, some of them were a bit weird. Some of them didn't go out. So, some of them went out twice. And I'm going, I started to whack myself in the back of the head going, you should have done it better. You should have got someone else to do it, all that sort of stuff. And you guys would have seen glitches in the summit. But then I just went, no, I could have gone out the other side and completely criticized and judged myself totally. And I would have just gone completely burnt out while doing the Burnout Summit. But I always had to pull myself back and say, no, I've done my best. And how I did that was actually through regulating my nervous system, because your nervous system is continuously on edge, looking like, oh, there's a saber-toothed tiger behind me. I didn't send out the emails properly. And constantly. So when I started my journey, I started out with a lot of understanding that I needed to balance my whole neurobiology, and I did my physiology. And so I said that's how I came about doing breath work, and then incorporating that in the mentoring and coaching things that I did with my friends, and then all that, and to see then them doing the same thing where the light comes in, shines through their eyes, and they just go, I get it now. Because then with breath work and by regulating your nervous system, you're not in fight or flight anymore. And then you can actually open your mind and your heart to what you need to do and to trust that gut. And so that's kind of where I started. And it's a daily thing. It's a daily muscle that one has to build. And I built that. And so that's kind of, some of what I do with my clients. And yesterday, one of my clients just said to me that if I wasn't there to help her balance her nervous system, her business wouldn't function that well at the moment. And she's a yoga teacher. And so the irony in that, and she needed someone to tell her that there's nothing to be fixed. All she wanted was to do her best and to be loved by her clients. And we opened up that heart of hers that way. And she just went, wow, okay, I get it now. And, her business started thriving after that. So isn't that sort of, yes, it's something so simple, but yet so powerful.
Yeah, what I'm hearing is that actually, that we all need support. Like, with that you providing that safe space for her to reflect and the tools to bring about how she wanted to bring herself best self forward. I'm hearing, but also that through what was a massive week, your training of doing the breath work, your grounding, that when you actually were in the situation to face a challenging situation, even though that old conditioning may have come up, you were able to stop and go, hang on, no, there's a conscious choice here that I want to make moving forward.
Yep. And it's a conscious choice you can make when you actually realize how you can regulate your nervous system. And it doesn't take hours and hours of doing it. Initially, it might be a little bit of a thing when you go to the gym for after 10 years or never at all. You're going to ache for the first, week or two. But then with consistency, you'll find that, there's you won't ache as much, and then you'll challenge yourself a bit more. And another friend of mine, another client of mine says, how do you have so much time? I don't have time to do any of this balancing or having a acceptance of and go for coaching and mentoring. I just don't have time. I'm really busy. And I said, well, when you do go for mentoring and coaching and get someone to hold your hand, you're actually doing it the smart way, because it's a quick way of doing it. You don't have to figure it out yourself. Someone else has done it for you, as long as you resonate with that that person. That's why we have so many speakers, because to tell you there's a whole range of people out there. But also then you start to realize what your boundaries are, and you can say yes, and you can say, really important, no to certain people, no to certain jobs, no to certain things, or you could just give them to someone else. And then suddenly you'll have that little bit more time. And you're also not second guessing yourself, and you're not as tired. So you'll be quicker at doing stuff. And so you're going to be more efficient and creative at your job, at doing stuff. And so then that time just expands and creates itself in itself. So I said the same thing. Why would I have time to meditate or do my breath work? And then suddenly I found when I did, I actually had more time on my hands. So yes, I really encourage everyone to if you're in a situation where with the summit, you know what the steps you need to take, but also to know that you're not alone, and to have the courage and the strength to say, hey, I don't want to do it alone, so I'm going to get some help. And by getting some help, you're actually fastening you're fast tracking your progress. It is much easier. Tony Robbins, the man himself, the way he rolls in the world is, he says, I'm not going to figure it out myself. Why would I? There's all these people who've done it, so I'm going to go to the right person who's done the right thing for me, and I gel with them, and they're the best in the world. I'm going to go with them because they're going to cut my learning time just like this. And look at him now. He's type A, like completely. And he has been going up completely as well. And then if Tony Robbins has realized that, yes, I know he makes, millions and millions of dollars, but there's a reason for it. Because he went to the right person.
Support. Yeah, the support behind the scenes to help.
Yeah, because they can get you there quicker. And as type A personalities, why didn't we do it yesterday? Of course. And how are you going to get it done quicker? Get someone to support you, and you will then not only get there, but you go beyond what you are expecting as well, and the resilience will come up, and then it will expand into your workplace and also with your families and your relationships. So it's kind of my high horse.
Yeah, but I've seen, definitely, like you said, some key points you said is finding someone that you connect with and you feel resonates, that you feel safe to challenge, and that coaching can help provide the benefit when coaching clients is that often when they say something aloud and they reflect it back, it engages different parts of your brain. So in terms of taking it from emotion to the prefrontal cortex, and it allows you that space to think through. And so if you find it with clients, they find ways that they never previously thought. So because they've got that creativity, innovation comes through to help find their way through. So often the solutions are there. It's just helping that guidance to bring it forward for them.
And there is no shame in any of it. There is a thing where I remember, as my parents used to say, if you're going to a counselor or a coach, you're failing in life, or you're not sick. Why are you going? And that for them, that is their truth, because they grew up in a different environment. So I'm never ever going to judge them for that. So all my heart, they've done all the best for us. In our current environment, we do need this. And I will say this, and I have had many mentors and many coaches, and without them, I would be a bubbling mess, trying to figure it out, and possibly start taking a lot of antidepressant or anti-anxiety drugs. So because of them, I listened and I did my breath work and I went into meditation. And when I was ready, all the teachers started to fall on my lap, because my mind was open rather than like this, closed.
You stayed curious with it.
And compassionate. So
Mm.
always not trying to fix things tomorrow, but to just allow it to happen. And in that allowance, in that surrender, that's when we become our most powerful.
Mm. So there's some key strengths there. You hear it
Mm,
coming through that you use to bring to any situation, like you said, the challenge, the curiosity, the compassion, and just and having that support there to help
mm.
move forward.
Also, I've also done a few courses with Dr. Dan Siegel, and he talks a lot about trauma and also how our neurobiology works. And he speaks about the mirror neurons, and what that is a very essential part of how we communicate with each other and how we support each other as human beings. And so
Mm.
mirror neurons is when I'm speaking to you, Vanita, and you are showing me compassion and love. That part of my brain turns on, and then I start showing compassion and love. So
Absolutely, yeah.
if you and they've shown that to happen in humans, that's part of our brain. That's how we work, right?
Mm.
So when you go to someone who shows passion and love, and you will actually start mirroring that for yourself. Weird, yes, I know. It's there. Go read it. It's there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's activating a very different part of your thing, of your brain as well. And this used to happen in communities when we were big communities and we had a lot of support. And by the way, people in those traditional communities used to have a couple of people that they go to and talk to.
Mm-hmm.
They were the elders of the community. Now we don't have
Mm.
them as much as we would like some societies. There still are so fantastic. Wow.
Yeah.
But I, as an Asian here in Australia, I feel quite alone. And if I didn't have my friends and my mentors and people like Vanessa who I can then mirror these things with, I'll be lost. And that's why we
Mm.
feel lost, because we don't have people to mirror those things with us. And that's important for us to mirror that with our children as well, and by this extent. So that's the one thing I learned as well, which is really important.
Mm. Definitely, you could definitely create that village environment with the summit. That there's the support there, and you could tell that definitely that mirror and the emotion, like you said, connection and the neurons. You could feel that through the summit, just
Yep.
and with that authenticity coming through with each of the speakers. So that's one
Yep.
thing. Yeah, definitely was fantastic.
Yep. And I would
Um,
love to honor all the speakers, and absolutely that includes Vanessa, because they came here with their open hearts, and gave of their time freely, and I really appreciate all of them. So, and so to kind of wrap this up, just quickly, just would love to thank again all the beautiful speakers that have come and spent their time, and they're also promoting the summit through their networks. So some of you have come through their networks, and you're probably being coached by them. So that's fantastic. And there's some who are not yet. I'm not saying, oh, come buy, sell, sell. No, that's not the point. The point is that we know it works. That's why we're all doing it. It's worked for us at some point. um,
for
and we want
sure.
to extend that to the people that connect with us. So all of us, me including, we're all here to mentor, to hold your hand, to nurture you, to what you want, and so that we can help you get through what you need, so that we can form a more empowered world with people leading from the core, people leading from the heart.
Well said. Couldn't put it better any other way. So yeah, thank you, Vanessa. Yeah, and thank you today for the opportunity to chat and what resonated and your experiences and what's worked well. That's been more insights for everyone and helping support them.
Cool. Thank you, Vanessa. So thank you everyone for joining in. Again, this summit is a free resource for all of you. So there's no rush to watch anything. And there's also, opportunities to connect with the different speakers. There's opportunities to connect with Vanessa. There's opportunities to connect with me. You know where to find us. and come have a chat with us, and let's see how we can help you be that energized, empowered professional woman in your life. Thank you. Much love.
Awesome. Thanks, Vanessa. Bye.